It's the same vision statement as nearly all of the unities worldwide. And that vision statement is, we see a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. So what does a world look like for you if the world was to be just instantaneously? Remember Bewitched? We were to wiggle our nose and we could powerfully transform the world. What would it look like? What would it look like for you? We see people being happy, loving, sharing. And to do that, we're going to use our mission at Unity of London to co-create with Spirit to help transform lives through shared spiritual awakening. And we do that individually and together by being a loving, inclusive, supportive community, by promoting self-expression, by living what we believe, the 5 unity principles, by inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world, and by providing fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life. And we have breakout rooms today for individual prayer, and our prayer chaplains today are Wilda and Pauline. So you can request individual one-on-one prayer by writing in the chat or just letting us know at the end of the service. And I believe we have coming up, we do Unity World Day of Prayer. So this year they're doing it over 2 days, September 8th and 9th. And the theme for this year is All is Well with My Soul. And we encourage you to register for this at unity.org/WDOP, standing for World Day of Prayer. And coming together and praying, as we know, carries such tremendous transformation for all of us. So join Unity World Day of Prayer on September 8th and 9th. And we'll take that into prayer. So I invite you to take a moment and let go of all of the busyness that was going on up to this moment. And close your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so. And just settle into your heart space and let go of your head. It'll stay attached, even though we think we lose it sometimes. And in our heart, we connect with Spirit. We connect with one another as a community, Unity of London. And we feel the love between us. We are so grateful that we today can come together like this. Our hearts and minds and our bodies connecting, even though it's technically we're connecting and we are having a great day. We have beautiful weather. And we send our love to all of those people that are so challenged with the crazy weather things that are happening. And the fires and the people of Afghanistan. And we here today are just so blessed. And we know that by coming together and spreading our love, that we make a difference for those that are hurting. And we just rest in silence for a moment, thinking of those that we would like to send additional prayer to. And in August, we also hold in prayer Unity of Winnipeg and Unity Christ Center of Truth in Etobicoke. We know that wherever we are, God is, and all is working well and for our highest and greatest good. And we rest in that knowing. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And now Peggy will do the daily word. Peggy,
Yes, I clicked it. It didn't work. The joys of technology. The word for today is awareness. The world feels new as I grow in awareness. Spending time in mindful contemplation increases my awareness of my surroundings. As I concentrate and focus my attention, I shut out distractions and settle my unquiet mind. My world begins to feel brighter, vibrant, and more alive as I notice the soft sounds and minute textures and colors that I overlooked before. Spending time in prayer increases my awareness of God's goodness, which I share with others when I am patient and kind, generous and forgiving. This goodness returns to me as kindness and gentleness in the people I meet, and ease and grace in all the places I go. The world has not changed, but I have. My awareness of God in and as my life has opened my eyes and ears, my mind and my heart. Open my eyes so that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. Psalms 119:18. And now I have the great pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Amber Needham. Amber is an entrepreneur, an artist, a Bob Ross painting instructor, a writer, and a big lover of animals. Volunteering for her beloved Unity community, Amber has taken on service as bookstore manager, event planner, and facilitator, volunteer outreach coordinator, and most recently as a member on the board of directors as our treasurer. Amber attempts to live each day with a focus on service to others, living creatively on purpose with a heaping dose of gratitude, joy, and expression. And she describes herself as energetic, optimistic, and a seeker of learning new things. Please welcome Amber Needham.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Peggy. That was awesome. Is everybody, can you hear me okay? Am I muted?
We can hear you.
Hello? Oh, okay.
can hear
Very good. Okay, so I hope all is well. So my topic today is what is possible. That's the focus of our consideration today. So what can exist and what can be done? This being a bit of a tongue twister, I'd like to ask everyone, what in the what that's possible for you? What is it? Do you know? We will come back to that in just a moment. First, let's unpack what is necessary to consider this question in the first place. What are the essential elements or ingredients that are necessary, that are paramount to even consider the question from a positive perspective? As this month's power is will, you can well imagine that that is one of the essential elements. And as we learned last week with Pauline, it is also a signature strength. So what are the elements? I think of it like, it's like baking a cake. All of the ingredients in the proper amounts, in the right order, folded together and baked at the right temp to produce the desired result. So please understand that my cake creation may look completely different than yours, and that's perfectly okay, right? So I would love for us to have an interactive discussion afterwards at the end of service to explore your thoughts and feelings into this topic. So the first to even consider, I'm making sure my slide is going to work okay.
Wait, you've got your what's
there's
possible?
a bit of it. Yeah, no, I want my decision. So I'm afraid to press it again. Hold on. Sorry, everybody, just give me a moment. So the first to start with is a decision. Now, let's hope that the screen comes up.
We got it.
Here we are. Perfect. So it requires a decision, right? To even contemplate the question in the first place. As to, watching and weighing out what we choose to believe can be done and be possible. As divine beings, we know at a visceral level that everything is possible. However, as human beings, we still often get a sense of being and feeling limited. This is largely due to what? Our fears, our uncertainties, our human behavior, our human programming, our human nature. Now, from the decision process, our thinking begins to percolate in our head now, and we begin to set aside our ego and we go into our heart space. So this is where the will in willingness, which is our 8th power of our 12 powers, to explore the ideas using our imagination. Our creative centers start to create pictures now of what's even possible. Then desire and intent is next. This is where we find out what is possible from our heart. Then comes excitement. This is where things begin to bubble up now. Then what's next? Motivation and taking action as to what is possible. And what do? We start to make a plan of action. Okay, let's make sure. I'm not quite used to the slowness of the slides there. There we go, there it is. So then from action, what happens? Movement happens. So going back to all of the elements at this point, what do we have? We've got decision, we've got willingness, imagination, desire, intent, excitement, motivation, movement, and taking action. Now, with all of the elements in place, there's still yet more to this recipe. It's honoring our humanness. Fear isn't likely to go poof, vanish, and run for the hills. Fear is going to keep coming back time and time again, staking a claim and creating a case as to why we shouldn't do something. But what is fear? What is fear? It's false evidence that appears real to us in the moment. But what's real when we are forever futurizing? So why not then consider something? Thanking our ego, recognizing our fears, and go about our intent anyways. By keeping the ego in the forefront, it just, what does it do? It keeps it large and in charge. Get my eyes to focus here. So our internal mental dialogue, who I fondly call Gabby, because that's exactly what my ego is, will relentlessly pop up with fear-based negative thoughts. But like I said, fear is false when we are constantly futurizing. So now let's carry on. The next ingredient to our recipe is belief. To believe in something that is possible for us. So now, with all of these ingredients in place, why? Why bother? Why even strive for something that is possible? Here are my thoughts on this. Life and living life is never static. It's not still. We are constantly in motion. Mary Morrissey would say that life is a pull upward to our becomingness, an ever evolving spiral for more, moving up, whether it be conscious, enlightened conscious awareness, or the acquisition of something. We are forever moving upward. So if we aren't, what are we doing? We are staying static, remaining still. And I believe that we are working towards a transition of a form of death. Now, in my opinion, depression, sadly, is where our light, our energy, and our spirit is snuffed out. So I'd like to ask you some questions that, again, we can have hopefully a discussion after at the end of service here. Based on what Mary Morrissey said, what draws or pulls you upward or forward in life? In other words, what gets you jazzed? What gets you fired up? What makes you happy? What is your calling? Your purpose? Do you know? For me, it has always been undeniably to serve. That's my signature strength, is to serve. So now, sitting in universal Christ mind now, what do you think is possible? Again, for me, everything is possible, because there is no thing impossible from our true essence, Christ mind, pure consciousness. Wouldn't you agree? I really have to wonder what Elon Musk would say about what's possible. What about Tony Robbins, the late Steve Jobs, J.K. Rowling, Oprah Winfrey, and the late Wayne Dyer? What would they say about what's possible? I'll come back to more about that in just a moment. First, I'd like to recognize a few amazing people. Some incredible individuals that have demonstrated on a daily basis of what's possible. And the one particular person that comes to mind is the person on your screen, Nick Vujicic. This man was born with no limbs. And he today, as an adult, is living a full, happy, extraordinary life as a family man. And he teaches on a regular basis how to live courageously. The next individual that comes to my mind is Dr. Joe Dispenza. This man works tirelessly at showing and explaining to people, to us, what we as humans are absolutely, truly capable of. In his workshops, he has proven, and I use his words precisely, common people all over the world are doing the uncommon. They are healing themselves from chronic and acute diseases, creating miraculous stories of possibilities, and they are defying conventional medicine. His students have also demonstrated that by getting into a state of Christ mind, pure consciousness, can produce matter from the mind almost instantly, mind to matter before your eyes. These are truly incredible individuals, and I know we all can think of many who stand out in our hearts as being extraordinary people of possibility. So for the moment, giving our ego a timeout. Be in Christ's mind as I ask you the question again. What's possible for you? Does that question feel different to you now? Does it resonate in your heart? What matters most for you? For me, it's to make a positive difference while I'm still here, still standing, still mortal. It's also a desire to lay my head down at night, believing that I have made an effort to be a better version of myself than I was the day before. So now let's go back. And as I previously mentioned, the other individuals, what they have to say about what's possible. So here we go. We've got Elon Musk. The first step to establish that something is possible, and then once you've established that, probability will occur. Tony Robbins. It is the choices, not our conditions, which shape our lives. The late Steve Jobs. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't figured that out yet, keep looking, don't settle. You have to trust in something. J.K. Rowling, she's a beautiful woman. We don't need magic to change the world. We carry all of the power within us already. We have the power to imagine better. She also says that it is impossible to live life without failing at something. Oprah Winfrey. Doing the best in this moment sets us up for the next moment. Will Smith. On the other side of your maximum fear is all the great things in life. So Lisa Nichols, author of I Can Do It and has been seen on The Secret, says that your conviction and your convenience doesn't live on the same block. She also says that your story is not meant to be your fortress. Your story is meant to be your fuel. Mary Morrissey, again, faith is a lifestyle. Even the smallest shift will make a big difference. Suspend the how and just allow. She also says, you were born to be happy, not perfect. So focus on growth. The late Wayne Dyer. We all know these words, probably verbatim. I know I do. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. He also says, don't die with the music still in you, and banish doubt. When doubt is banished, abundance flourishes, and anything is possible. So, regarding my own life and my life circumstances, the most recent being a life without quality sight, I think back to what Lisa Nichols has said. that my story is not meant to be my fortress. It is meant to fuel me. And trust me, fuel me it does. By redefining me and my lack of sight was actually a gift of teaching me how to really see, which is through my heart and not through my eyes. This is the theme to my book, The Blind Girl Sees. Taking those very valuable lessons and conveying them to the reader. This hopefully will take the reader on a journey to accepting, embracing, and then celebrating their disability and their life in general. You see, in looking back on my life, I recognize that my disability isn't vision loss. It was the life I led prior, while sighted. That while sighted, everything beautiful was right in front of me, and I wasn't looking, I wasn't seeing it. And everything was so damn amazing. And today, I have to say, with little sight, everything is amazing. So up until this point, we have been, and I have been speaking about what's possible from an individual perspective. What's possible from a group, collective perspective? Our unity community. What's possible there? Working together collectively for the higher good of all concerned within the community and beyond. Does that not get you excited? I really hope so. So let's take this even further. Let's take this to a global perspective. Have you heard of the 100th monkey phenomenon, or simply put, critical mass? This is when a certain critical number, again known as pi, achieves an awareness and then communicates that awareness through universal mind to universal mind. This was first observed in the 1950s when Japanese monkeys from one island became aware of a new habit that they learned on their own, which was washing sweet potatoes in water before eating them. So this was their new habit that they learned. So a few of them taught more of them, taught many of them to wash the sweet potatoes, then became teaching the most of them, which was a certain specific number. And when they did, something miraculous happened. Monkeys from other islands, without any communication at all, started to do the very same thing with no communication, except telepathically. This is the 100th monkey phenomenon. So what would it look like if the human race as a whole was to reach critical mass? If we collectively, globally, as a human race, was to communicate and be the love that we are, loving one another, what would that be like? Now, I have to ask you, am I being Pollyannish by thinking that? Or am I thinking in possibilities? So I have to share the funny side of my brain. I had a funny mental picture come up in my brain as I'm coming up with this topic today, and you'll have to work with me and my humor. It was a picture of Jesus. He's laying back on his chaise lounge. He's tying up his hair in a ponytail. He's kicking off his dusty old sandals, and he's hiking up his robes to expose his bare legs. He's picking up a carved wooden cup of wine And as he takes a sip, he looks over at the love of his life, Mary Magdalene. Reaching for her hand, he says to her, "Honey, let's take a vacation. Let's just chill, soak up the rays, and just coast for a while. I think the disciples got this." So I had to then think about, what would unity look like if our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, was to take his foot off the gas, and he and his wife Myrtle chose no longer to be creative and be of service. What would unity look like for us today? So now let's fast forward to present day. If there wasn't the Elon Musks, the Bill Gates, the late Steve Jobs, the Mark Zuckerbergs, and the like to forge forward in their ideals as to what's possible, what would life be like? Okay, so I can almost hear you, and I can't, but I could almost hear you. If you're not laughing with me, I'd be surprised, because I know what I think. I think, oh, yay, life would be so much simpler at times. But, however, there would be no social media. There would be no AI, no zooming into space. There would be no internet, and there would be no Zooming on Sunday morning service or daily meditation and prayer during COVID times. There would be no visual contact. There would be no communication during COVID. There would be no advancement. If we aren't moving forward in a forward direction, moving upward, as Mary Morrissey has said, we are clearly doing the opposite, which is staying static, remaining still, and ultimately dying. Life and moving forward is, it's living, it's experiencing, it's contribution, it's being. So again, I keep coming back to the question, what's possible for you individually, collectively, as a group, and globally? So now I'd like to take this into our thoughts, into a quiet space for some reflection. It's a form of meditation. So let's just still your mind, still your body, and just get quiet. Gently and lovingly thank your ego for the input that it will insist upon giving you, as we know, and ask it, just for now, let my heart lead the way. Taking the ingredients of belief and imagination, and just see what comes up for you. Be in the state of Christ mind and ask yourself, what's possible for me? Be playful and just let your heart play. Let it take the lead. And then take gentle notice as an observer as to what your body is doing. Is there some maybe muscle twitches from excitement? Is maybe a curve to the sides of your lips coming upward. Maybe even possibly a happy tear will trickle as your mind soars in delight as to what's possible for you. So just notice and allow. Soften your eyes and explore the possibilities. I'll be quiet now so that you can again soar in delight as to what's possible. Okay. Take a beautiful deep breath. Slowly bring yourself back to the moment and open your eyes. What did your heart reveal to you? What pictures came up for you as to what was and is possible? What allowed, as you observed your body, what happened? What allowed your heart to sing in possibilities? So now let's take all the remaining ingredients: decision, will, desire, intent, and consider seriously taking a step forward in your life, living from your heart, and creating, making what's possible possible. I'm going to leave you with two remaining thoughts that you can carry with you that I personally use when I've fallen off my path and my ego has insisted on taking the wheel. The first is from the Bible, Matthew 7:7, and we all know this. Ask, and it will be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door will open. The second is a snippet from the lyrics from the band America. The song, Tin Man. Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. I dare you to dream in possibilities. Namaste, everybody.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Amber. I definitely a thought-provoking talk for sure, and a great population of the various people who have certainly gone through their challenges in their life and have shown that there are great possibilities for just anyone of any size, shape, race, creed, color, whatever. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sure we all enjoyed that very much. And
You're welcome, hon.
some great pictures floating around there and some new things bubbling up for us. And I believe we're going to have Jack's favorite song.
I release and
Remember
I
to mute
let
yourself, Amber.
go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. Oh, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. There you are. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Oh, yeah. And so we take a moment to thank the source of all abundance, each of our individual abundance and Unity of London's abundance. We know that it all comes from the one and only source. And we know that also as we give our financial gains to a place that feeds us spiritually, that makes our prosperity grow in abundance as well. So we thank you all for continuing to grow in abundance and to continue to give to Unity of London. And remember, you can e-transfer your donation to unityoflondon@hotmail.com. And our prayer for protection: the light of God surrounds me. I am the light. And say this with me at home. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And our peace song. and have a great day. Okay, the floor is open. Remember, you are all muted, so I'm sure somebody's got something to ask or say. I'm sure there's somebody. Scott.
Amber, 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 you did not disappoint. You were right on target today. And they often say, people say, Amber, you teach what you know. You really knew your subject today really well. And it was right on target. Unity principles, basic teaching, which we all love to hear. Thank you, Amber.
I'm gonna kill you.
Scott.
What's that? Sorry. Oh, Ed, was that Ed?
No, I made a mistake.
Oh, okay, okay.
We forgive you.
That's okay, Ed. You're not muted, so we can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Wilda? Larry, hang on a sec. Larry, are you able to mute? I think it's Ed. I know maybe it's not him, because there's no yellow around there, but that was
We're
why.
not hearing Wilda.
Okay, no,
I think you're trying to.
Boy, Wilda.
She sounds like she's a mouse.
so it's,
That's hysterical.
Wilda, you sound like Minnie Mouse. Whatever you did
No,
to your
it is
microphone
Wilda.
the other day, you need to do it again.
Minnie Mouse on speed.
No.
Oh, it's hilarious.
oh, you're talking really at a really high squeaky voice, like, are you okay?
Is this better?
Yes.
Oh, that was perfect. That was so
Amber said
perfect.
anything was possible.
That's right, Minnie Mouse, here I am.
Turn into a mouse.
So I just wanted to say thank you so much for that, Amber, that one of the things that I really appreciated was the quote, what's conviction and convenience do not live on the same block.
Yeah.
And is that the truth? So anyway, so of course, you all know about the project that I've been working on for the last year. So on Wednesday, my sister moves in. So speaking of conviction, my contractor is here today doing trim, and he's been here all weekend. And so it's just, there's lots to do between now and Wednesday when she arrives. So we're all just working on it, and it is conviction. It's not convenience, because I feel really tired, but it's just all part of this project. So thank you for what is possible and the possibilities of your talk. And thank you, Amber. Well done.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Barb?
Amber, you are living proof of what you've taught us this morning. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great
You're
example.
welcome, guys. You're welcome. It's a pleasure having everyone be so supportive.
I would like to follow Barb on that one. Amber, I love that you demonstrate our principle of we live the truth we believe. And, I have known you for a few years now, and you live the truth that we believe in unity. And I love that. I love that about you. I love having you model that for me. And that your positivity is genuine. It's not boxed. It's not canned. It's genuine. And watching you go through and overcome and then come out with the gratitude for what you've been through, that's the kicker for me. And I love the quote that your life is not meant to be, what was it? I sort of said your prison is meant to be.
Your story's not meant to be your fortress. It's meant to be your fuel.
Thank you. Yeah, Larry's of course going, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, what
And,
she said.
you know, for so many years, my story was my fortress and I didn't know how to get out. And unity, you know, the unity beliefs and teachings are what helped me pull out of that fortress and see the light on the outside. So I feel very emotional after your talk. And I hope that people understand that it doesn't have to be something as dramatic as losing your life or being in a life of addiction to be in a fortress. It can be a fortress of your own beliefs and your
Yes.
own thinking.
Yes.
So what a powerful message today. I love you and I support you, and not just because you lost your sight, because of who you are.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kathy. Teresa, and you're muted. You'll have to unmute yourself, Teresa.
Thank you, Amber, for such a nice warm talk from the heart. It was very easy to feel it. So thank you for that. And if I can ask another question, this is a bit off a topic, but I wonder if I got a message while he's here from James Colbert. He's looking for Scotty.
Yes, right here.
Did you get that message, Scotty?
I know who it is though, so.
Okay, because I was going to call you, but since you're here.
Yeah, no, I know who it is.
Okay, so,
Thanks
thanks.
a lot, Teresa.
Okay, no problem. Okay,
Nice.
that's all.
Thanks, Teresa.
Yeah.
So she's starting to roll into her role of a board member, because we have a board meeting today after our fellowship. So if anybody on the board wants to go and grab a quick light bite or something, we'll get prepared. We'll start at 11:35, but I'm going to take a 2-minute break here, but carry on.
Yep, Lorraine's here.
I'm gonna grab something to eat. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Wonderful
you.
day. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody.
Blessings.
Thanks, Amber.
And Wilda, I love Minnie Mouse on speed. That was awesome.
That was great.
I loved it.
I'll just put that back on then. Maybe that's what I'll talk like in the future.
A little bit of comic relief never hurts.
Well, that's for sure. That's for
Yes.
sure. Okay, I'm gonna head out, folks. Listen,
Yeah.
everybody have a wonderful day.
Wilda, if you need
Bye for
help,
now.
you call,
too.
you know that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Good
Yeah.
luck with everything, Wilda. It'll all be
Thank
on
you.
time.
Oh, yes, it's all in divine order. We know that. It's,
Yep.
yeah, yep. And
Doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable.
yeah, exactly. Conviction and convenience do not live in the same block.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Quote, yeah. Bye.
See you, folks. Bye.
Hey, Janet.
Hi, Catherine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a great board meeting, you guys.
Yes,
Nice to see you, Paula.
nice to see you. Amber, are you there still?
She's gone to get something to eat.
Oh, okay. I found it really, there was so much, it just, to carry with me, it was just overwhelming. And I'm sure so much will come up in the week.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't
Yeah.
something that you just hear and you say, oh yeah, that's great. It really provoked inside a lot of thought. And,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. I can write things down better than I can say them, but and I got to know Amber a lot more.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to hear what's possible for you.
I felt as if anything was possible when I was listening.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
hold that
yeah.
feeling. It's still
Yes.
true. Yeah.
I know. There's days you get down, and she addressed that as well. You
Yeah.
know, you swing back up again. Yes,
That's right.
You do. You
That's
do.
right.
Yeah. Well, it's lovely to see